Right now on News 410, all eyes on Alabama. The latest results on the Senate race the country is watching.
And we're watching lake effect snow still moving into western New York. Coming up, I'll let you know when the majority of that will fall, plus how much you can expect as you wake up tomorrow morning.
And conditions are improving here in Springville. We'll show you how people are digging out coming up.
Lake effect snow is blanketing western New York tonight. Big snowflakes started falling earlier this afternoon in Springville. And overnight into today, crews kept working around the clock to keep those roads clear. Good evening, everyone. A lake effect snow warning is still in effect tonight. This area is also experiencing freezing temperatures. I don't have to tell you that. If you've stepped outside, you know that. Callan Gray knows that. Rachel Monjovi knows that. They're live tonight. We have team coverage. Rachel has surprising facts about hypothermia from a doctor. It is surprising. I had no idea. Also, Callan Gray is keeping an eye on the south towns. We begin, though, with meteorologist Kaylee Went. Kaylee, which areas will continue to see more snow overnight?
So right now we have two spots that are actually picking up the lake effect snow. One is well south of the metro, and the second is actually north of Buffalo, impacting areas like Niagara and Orleans counties. And I'll show you the radar in just a moment, but I wanted to start with visibility because we've seen reductions for really the entire night tonight, but at this point, the worst of it really falling along that New York-Pennsylvania state line. Dunkirk, Jamestown, Olean down to about a mile visibility. Further south, Bradford and Wellsville seeing 2-mile visibility, but you get the gist. Everywhere seeing blowing and drifting snow in addition to that accumulating snow that's falling right now. Here's a look at that satellite and radar. Again, focusing in on the southern tier and areas across Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties. That's who's picking up the worst of it at this point. Areas from Dunkirk all the way into New Albion, Springville, still seeing some of that snow. But comparing this to about 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's a little bit less. Earlier on in the day, we had snowfall falling at about 2 to 3 inches per hour. Now we're starting to see it at least weaken a bit. Now, if you head to the north towns earlier on today, they weren't experiencing any snow. But right now, Niagara and Orleans County are at least getting a little bit of lake effect coming in off of Lake Ontario. That being said, we've got some warnings and advisories still in place for tonight that will continue through most of tomorrow. This area in teal is the lake effect snow warned area. Again, this is under watch through 7 p.m. tomorrow. And then as you move further north, this is a winter weather advisory. The area is shaded in purple, and they're only under that through 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now, outside of all of the snow, we're watching those bitter cold temperatures. As of now, we sit at about 14 degrees, but we'll continue to see that fall tonight. And with wind speeds between about 15 and 25 miles per hour, with gusts close to 30, wind chills, of course, are at 0 or below 0 at this point. So bitter, bitter cold for tonight and for early tomorrow morning. And I remind you to try and wear layers because it's really important when the wind chill is this low and temperatures are this low if you're outside snow blowing and doing things like that. So coming up in my full 4 and forecast, we'll talk about additional accumulations from what you've already seen. Again, how much you can expect by the time you wake up tomorrow, and we'll let you know what that morning commute will be like.
All right, Kaylee, thank you. Heavy snow has been falling in the south towns tonight and in Springville. People living there are taking the snow in stride. News 4's Callan Gray joins us live from downtown Springville with the latest conditions there. Callan?
Well, and Alina, Springville is digging out tonight. You can see the roads are still snow covered, but the conditions are improving from what they were earlier today. Although I will say you can really feel that temperature drop. I can see a time and temperature sign at a gas station right behind the camera, and it says it's only 11 degrees here. Still, people living in Springville are welcoming this wintry weather with open arms. It was a wall of white in Springville during rush hour.
You didn't see anything. It was a whiteout.
It looks like a snowpocalypse out there.
Drivers slowly navigated their way home as the snow came down at a rate of 2 to 3 inches an hour.
It's Crazy. Coming down 39, just trying to get to work. It should have been 20-minute drive tops just to get here. It took me almost an hour and 20 minutes.
The whiteout conditions extended to Boston, Collins, and Concord. The Erie County Department of Public Works had 18 crews out clearing the roads in its 3 southern districts, telling us it was slow going because of drifting snow, especially on roads like the 219, 391, and Boston State Road. As it piled up, people living in Springville told us it was a welcome sight.
I grew up in the Yukon, so this is nothing. I'm glad it's finally here.
I'm excited for the snow, ready for snowmobiling, just shoveling for like a walkway for school in the morning.
As the village started digging out,
I don't have my tape measure, but it's knee high.
they bundled up.
It's feeling very cold, but this is Springville, right? We're in a snow belt, and we're like have to unbuckle the belt right here, I think.
We caught up with Leo Tartik as he snowblowed his neighbor's driveway. His message for Western New York tonight:
Stay warm, drink hot chocolate, help your neighbor.
There are still more than a dozen Erie County plows out on the roadways right now, and about an hour ago, the Department of Public Works warned people on the roads to take extreme caution because there is a lot of drifting snow. There are deep drifts, and this blowing snow is still creating whiteout conditions, especially as you head south towards the county line. Reporting in Springville, Callan Gray, News 4.
Callan, thank you. Well, we all know to bundle up outside during the freezing cold temperatures. At 10:30, a doctor reveals the surprising place the most common type of hypothermia happens. All new tonight at 10, fire crews in Niagara County had to use the jaws of life to rescue a woman involved in a head-on crash. It happened in Heartland around 6 o'clock tonight. The sheriff's office says a box truck crossed the center line at Heartland Road, hitting an oncoming car. That car went off the road and into a ditch. The driver and passenger in the truck were taken to ECMC by ambulance. The driver of the other car was taken by Mercy Flight to Strong Hospital. Their names have not been released. As I speak, the results are still coming in from the Senate race in Alabama. The entire country is watching. Right now, embattled Republican Roy Moore is slightly ahead of the Democrat Doug Jones. But again, the votes are still being counted. And I'm looking at the New York Times live results. Roy Moore is leading by 0.4%, with 85% of precincts fully reporting. We'll update you throughout the show tonight. These are live pictures of both headquarters tonight. Now, Alabama is a deep red state, and this race shouldn't be close. But the sexual misconduct allegations against Moore catapulted the Senate race into the national spotlight. Whoever wins this will fill AG Jeff Sessions' old Senate seat. The country is watching to see if a reliably red state elects its first Democratic senator in a generation, or if the people choose the Republican despite the allegations against him. Should Moore win, the Senate will remain the same with 52 Republicans and 48 Democrats. Should Jones win, the GOP majority will shrink to 51 to 49. I'll update you again as soon as I learn anything new. Up next, what is planned for tomorrow, 10 months after a 20-year-old Buffalo man died in police custody?